Hey everybody, Ed Homewood, Old Guy Hi-Fi channel. Hope everyone's doing well today. Today should be a fun video. We're going to be talking about the Douk K5 USB DAC headphone amplifier. So sit back, relax, and we're going to talk about this wonderful little Christmas gift idea.
Old Guy Hi-Fi talking true. Stereo dreams he shares with you. Feel the rhythms break through. Music's heartbeat soft.
So what is the Douk K5? Well, it's a little $90 Swiss Army knife of a desktop audio device. I found it really fun to use. Now, it is based on the ESS Sabre 9038 Q2M DAC chip. It uses Texas Instruments OPA 1678 op amps, which you cannot roll. And it also uses a Savitech SA 9312 USB DSP controller. On USB, it will give you 32-bit 384 PCM and DSD 256, and on the Toslink, it will give you 24-bit 192. Now, it's really interesting in that it has some great connections on the back. I mentioned it was a preamp, so we've got preamp out, we've got an optical out, we've got optical in, and we've got USB in. So it will take the USB in and convert it to optical out. I don't know if it's a DDC. I don't think so. Anyway, it will take its power and digital signal off the USB if you're running off a laptop or a computer, but if you're running off a portable device like an iPad or a phone or something, it does come with a supplied 5-volt power supply, which you will need to use. Now, on the front panel, some great features. 1/4-inch headphone jack, 3.5mm headphone jack. This is the high gain, low gain switch. This is the tone defeat switch, and it's really interesting. I'm going to talk about the tone. You hear a difference when you take the tone controls out. It gets cleaner. And then your input selector, whether it's going to be USB or the Toslink input. Now, on the top, we have a series of status lights. We have our on-off and volume control on one switch, and we have bass and treble. Now, the interesting thing about the tone controls is they're kind of quasi-parametric. So the treble adjustment is anything from 3K to 20K plus or minus 10 dB, and the bass adjustment is anything from 20 to 250 hertz plus or minus 10 dB. I think that's really interesting. It does do a great job with headphones, 16 ohms to 600 ohms. On high gain mode on the 1/4-inch, it's 560 milliwatts at 32 ohms. And on high gain on the 3.5, it's 370 milliwatts at 32 ohms. Really low total harmonic distortion, like 0.0008%, something like that. Good noise floor, very clean signal. So how did I use it? How did I test it? Well, I had it connected to my laptop, and I used a variety of different headphones. So I used the Sundara, Headphone Sundaras. I used the Headphone Sundara close back. I used the FIO FT5s. I used the FIO FT1, which is a closed back headphone, and I used the new, review coming soon, FIO FT1 Pro planar magnetic open back headphone, and it performed well. It was very good. I used it when I was doing some video editing, listening to music, and it performed quite well. I mean, for a $90 device, I was very pleased with its performance overall. Sound character was very good, had good bass response. There was nothing lacking in it. It didn't feel like I was missing something. It had no trouble driving all those headphones, and some of those planar magnetics aren't the easiest things in the world, and it got plenty loud for me. So I listened to a lot of different things, but some really good recordings I used were the following. So I used this album from Solar Fields. It's called Origins No. 2, and it's a 2023 remaster of a 2013 release. Now, Solar Fields is a gentleman named Magnus Biggerson, and he's a Swedish multi-instrumentalist, electronica artist, that kind of stuff. It's that odd ambient electronic stuff I like so much. This is really good, and he's written a ton of stuff. Now, he's done movie soundtracks, he's done a ton of video game soundtracks. He's collaborated with a lot of other artists. He did a group with, I can't think of the name of the artist's name, called Huva, and really interesting stuff. Now, in headphones, this is fun because it swims around your head. There's things going left and right, up and down, back and forth. Again, for me, for headphones, it's not so much trying to listen like I listen on speakers, where I'm trying to find, center image is all in the center of your head, but, can I pinpoint instruments? Well, no, because it's all kind of in the center of my head, but I want it to fill my head, and I want it to kind of entertain me with different movements and things like that, and just it's a lot of fun. So this is a really cool album for that. The next album I used is this album from Mary Spender called Super Sexy Heartbreak. Now, a lot of you guys may know Mary Spender. She's a very accomplished YouTuber. I think she's got north of 750,000 subscribers these days. I found out about her. She did an interview with Rick Beato. Rick Beato's got a great music channel. If you don't follow him, you should. And she's just really, really interesting. She's a British singer-songwriter, great guitarist, very good guitarist. She's got a real aggressive kind of percussive style on the guitar, very good. And she's just a great musician and songwriter, and a lot of her songs are kind of very confessional, sort of intimate, personal, looks into maybe her life or relationships or whatever. I mean, they may not be her life, but they're this kind of relationship sort of songs, maybe a little bit cathartic of it. Her vocal style it's really textured. She's got, and I apologize for this, but she's got a very sultry voice. It's very, very beautiful. This is a very excellent recording. I highly recommend it. Standout track on this one for me is You Can Have Chicago. I wonder why. Maybe it's because I'm in Chicago. Another recording I used, and again, weird, off the wall, crazy in your head recording, this one from Lorn called Maze to Nowhere. Now, Lorn is actually a gentleman named Marcos Ortega, and he's actually a Chicago kid. He goes by Lorn. He is electronica, very interesting, very different sort of electronica. I don't know how to describe it. He grew up here in Chicago, as I mentioned. He grew up listening to electronic artists on the radio. Now, he was up on the north side, so he listened to Northwestern University's radio station, WNUR, and it kind of, the electronic, and he was influenced by dubstep, and this album's emphasis is kind of on bass, and it's very haunting, and it's kind of unusual noises and sound effects and things like that. Disembodied vocals. It's got a very ethereal feel to it. The music just kind of washes over you and kind of fills your head in this really, really interesting and cool way. It's very, very hard to describe. Lorn, he plays, the artist himself, Lorn, plays an incredible amount of attention to detail. So he's punctuating his songs with these kind of inputs, these icy synths and buzzing bass tones. And, obviously he's manipulated the recordings to create a certain mood. And it's just really fascinating. Standout track on this one is Acid Rain. This is unusual, and I have to thank my youngest son, Zach, for turning me on to this artist. This is just fascinating on headphones. Now, it sounds great on a regular stereo with speakers and so forth, but in your head, it just moves around a lot. Really, really interesting stuff. So that's the K5. I found this thing to be an absolutely wonderful little product. And again, for $90, I think it's really compelling. It is going to be one of my suggested Christmas gift guides, because you'll see this video in November, or actually early December, for a student, for anybody who needs a good kind of full-featured device but doesn't have a ton of space. I use this, again, the pre-out connected to some monoblock amps down under my desk where they weren't taking up any space, with the power supplies and the amps, and it worked really well, and it drove all the headphones I plugged into it without any issue whatsoever. So really, really neat little device. I'm very impressed with it. And again, I think it's a great value at $90. So anyway, that's the Douk Audio K5 Swiss Army knife of a desktop audio device. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and hopefully you'd be willing to give me a like and a subscribe. And if you wish to support the channel, there is a thank you button at the bottom of the video window. There's also membership links in the pinned comment and in the video description. There will be an affiliate link for this if you're interested in purchasing one. I would appreciate that. There will be other affiliate links in the video description. There are my playlists. There are, check out the community post for playlists. Send me playlists if you wish to. Comment, are you guys looking for good gift ideas? I'm thinking about doing other videos with gift ideas, coming up to the holiday for Christmas 2024. This one's definitely going to make the list. So let me know your thoughts on that stuff in the comment section. I think I've covered everything I need to cover on the Douk Audio K5. My name's Ed Homewood. This is the Old Guy Hi-Fi channel, and now it's your mission to find a good pair of headphones, plug into a nice little amplifier DAC device, sit back and listen to some crazy electronic music I recommended, and tell me what you think in the comments later. Thank you so much for your time. I'm grateful for it. Have a wonderful day.
Old guy hi-fi talking true. Stereo dreams he shares with you. Feel the rhythms break through. Music's heartbeat soft but